Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm going to create a collage that is a fragmented self-portrait, and I'm using the 4 blind contour self-portraits from our last assignment, our formative assignment, and I'm going to cut these up to create a larger collage on this cardboard. I'm going to be using just some general materials that I already own, like markers and tape, my nail polish, my whiteout. I also have like this postcard, my material studies, and a piece of blue envelope. So I'll see what I can make here. So the next step for this is figuring out where I want to place things. I already know right now that before I glue and tape things down, the background looks super empty. I know that I want some of the heads to slightly hang off and to face different directions. I'm using this old envelope that had something that was mailed to me. But the background's empty. So I'm probably going to take some Sharpie markers, nail polish, and I have this case of colored pencils and put some things down. I also may take some other markers. I'm just not sure yet. But before you glue things down, you need to make sure that you know where you want to place everything. Don't just start gluing unless you're just going with the flow, all right? But I have to remember that the background needs to be filled. Otherwise, my project is going to be considered incomplete. So I'm going to add some shapes and textures to the background, and then I'll start gluing on top. Before I go ahead and start to add my cut out blind contour drawings, I added some basic textures to the background. So in the left here, that is red marker and whiteout, and the right is just a black Sharpie, and the bottom are drips made from gold nail polish. Now that I have a general idea of where I want everything to be placed, I added some color using colored pencil to my blind contour self-portraits. I just want to remind you that all of my pieces are not cut with scissors. Some of them are hand torn. And then once I glue these down with some basic Elmer's glue, I'm going to go over it in pastel and marker. So for my collage, this is what I have so far. I can definitely admit that I'm not the best at collaging, but I think I'm going to just keep going. I'm not going to start over. I'm going to keep going until I feel like it looks really good. And every time I make a new decision and add a new layer, I'll pause. I'll hold it back away from my face and look at it from a distance, and then try to see what I can do to continue to work on it until I met all of the criteria for the assignment and I feel that it's complete. So at this point in my mixed media collaging, I'm at a point where I think I'm gonna stop. I think my work is getting a bit crowded and overwhelmed. So the best thing I can do is stop at this point. I will say I really did like the process. I'm not as happy with the product, like the outcome, but I'm happy with how I got here and the steps I took to repurpose some materials to make this project. Just as a general rule of thumb, try to use everything around you. It doesn't hurt if you feel that you want to turn an old project into a collage material. You can always print out your favorite selfies, cut out from magazines, look for different scraps and things like that around the house in order to create your collage.